Okay, this video is geared towards 1968 to 76 Corvette owners with power brakes. But if you have a Bendix unit on the Ford, it's this almost exact same adjusting issue that everybody has. The pin that goes inside the booster is adjustable on the end. So when you get a booster rebuilt or buy one of our brand new ones that we make for 1968 to 76 Corvettes, you need to know how far to adjust the pin in or out to go inside the master cylinder. So for this project, I did this so you can understand what I'm talking about. There's the pin inside the piston. So what I did is I made this tool. And this tool is pretty self-explanatory. There's other ones on the internet, but mine has a little bit easier to use because it tells you where to, what end, and plus this end is rounded a little bit to shape the contour of the inside of the piston. Plus, every one of my new 68 to 76 Corvette brake boosters that you buy, that tool is free. Otherwise, they're $25 each. So that's a perk. Okay, so with this cutaway that I did on this master cylinder, you can see the piston is right there. So there's a small contour at the bottom of the piston, and I want to show you where the pin's going to hit. There's no way of telling. You can guess all you want. You can put Play-Doh inside the hole, setting it up, but with this tool, it's real easy. Like I said, this is the rounded pin end. It says master cylinder. So you loosen the set screw, hold it up against the face of the mounting area of the master cylinder, push the pin in, you kind of like move it in and out like this, not in and out, but up and down or right or left or whatever. Move it like this so that you make sure that the pin matches the contour of the bottom of the hole in the piston. After you do that, go ahead and tighten this set screw, and then you can see that the piston is not being pushed by the pin, and you can see that the pin is touching the bottom of this hole right here. So now you know what's going on inside that dark hole that you can't get to. So after you make sure that you adjusted it right, go move it right and left, because if you could have it with a gap right here and it could not be touching the bottom. In other words, if you went ahead and went like that and you said, oh, I'm at the bottom, but you can see the pin's not centered and it's not at the bottom of the hole. So I'll give you an idea how short it is. So you had it off centered, it wasn't, the pin isn't centered perfect in the hole. So you're like, oh, I'm touching the bottom of the piston. You go like that, then you get to the true center, and you can see you're off by 3/16, which will make a really big difference when you're trying to figure out why your brakes don't work. So anyway, loosen it up, push it in, jiggle it around a little bit, and pushing the pin with your thumb, tighten the set screw, and then now you're ready to adjust the brake booster. Okay, now that you adjusted the pin, when you stuck it inside the master cylinder, you turn it around. It says brake booster. That's this. You hold the two legs against the brake booster like that, and then you can see how far out you got to adjust the pin. So what you do is just hold the pin. Sometimes you got to put a 5/16 wrench on here, grip this with a pair of pliers. This pin goes in and out. Grip it with a pair of pliers and then spin it out. This one you can do by hand, you're fortunate. So you got to screw it out a little bit more. And I'd have a little bit of a gap, like maybe a sheet of notebook paper. Kind of hard to see, but there's a little bit of a gap there. So that means that this is the depth of the hole for the master cylinder, and then this is how far out the pin can go to match up. Don't adjust this after you figure out the depth of the hole in the master cylinder. So now you're ready to go. It's not pushing on the piston. You don't want to adjust it too far out, because if it's too far out, as you can see, like that, so what's going to happen is it's going to be pushing the piston. You don't want that. It's going to cause a lot of headaches. And what you could do is after you get the depth correct, then you can mark the tip with like a magic marker, unscrew it like, I don't know, 8 times. Put a dab a red Loctite on there, and then screw it back in 8 times, and and then check it again. You should be good before the Loctite sets up. So I'm going to get this adjusted. Got a little bit of an air gap there, about right there. Okay, so after you got the depth adjusted correctly on the pin, got a little bit of Loctite on there if you prefer. Take the master cylinder, I'm showing you with the cutaway, stick it on, and you can see the pin is right at the bottom of the hole. I'm gonna snug this up a little bit. And that, all the guesswork's taken out. And like I said, every one of my brake boosters that I sell, the tool is inside the box. Otherwise, you can get one online from us Ford guys. You need this tool. It's a good tool to have in your toolbox. So there you go. The pin is right there at the gap. So now you know that when you bolt the master cylinder up to the brake booster, the pin is going to be sitting just a hair away from the bottom of the piston.